Yeah. What up, world? It's your boy Crack back straight on wreck today. It's Crack 40 TV. Well, that
That
quick, go.
quick, what's up?
Nothing. I was
Nothing. I
hoping
was
you
hoping you
your
your
echoing.
echo would. Hold on, man.
Oh,
Is that better?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if my notifications went out. Let's see. It usually takes about 90 seconds. What's going on with the tiger today?
Nothing much, Brad.
Oh, there they come. There they come. Well, we needed to talk about a thing or two, and we're going through some transitions here. And I seen you was getting pretty much whooped on that last night on social media. And I was fixing to do a mayor while. Then I looked on TV and I seen all the riots in Los Angeles. Then I thought, well, instead of going for a mayor walk, I'm gonna holler at Ernie and see if he wants to do a panel and give us his thoughts on people being mad at me for reporting on the illegal immigration and DEA being here the other day and everything else that's going on and how you're going to launch your gubernatorial campaign.
I heard you got in quite a pickle with that.
Well, people got mad at me for reporting on it, but if you get mad at me, don't go vote for Daddy Trump, right? Because Trump is the one that we've had the same Mexicans in these restaurants as far as I've known for years. And I ain't never known of them to sell drugs. Did I watch them bring out three big old things of drugs or something? Evidence? Yes, I did. But I never knowed of our
Brad,
Mexicans.
Brad, they kept that so close in that, man. It was. I was reading up on that, and one of my buddies is a DEA agent, and we was talking about that, and I was cracking up because that's hid so. I mean, the way they did that, and that ain't the only place that they did that way.
So you're saying that they all lied and said it was drug investigations and it was really ICE coming in here and swooping people up?
Well, I mean, look around the internet, look around the world. What's going on right now? It's ICE making the rounds. Is it something leading to their deportation and stuff? Possibly.
Well, when I did the live stream down there that day, Trooper Young told me that it was drugs. It was a drug investigation, and that's how he knew he was the lowest man on the ladder. He was there.
I know Young. I know who Young is.
Yeah, I asked him if he knows you. He said he did.
Yeah, I know him really well.
And he told me that he was told to be there at 12 or 1, whatever it was, that it was a drug investigation. Who's to say that's not what the feds told him to tell everybody, though? It could have been just ice because if you
Well,
look,
you seen them bringing stuff out, Brad.
I did. I seen it with myself. I seen it with my own eyes, but I've never known of them. You know how many drugs I've done and sold. I never noted the Mexicans to really be selling no dope. You'll hear jokes here and there and saying something come from the Mexicans or they're illegal, but shit, they've been here so long. I didn't think they was doing nothing wrong, really. But
The thing about it is, Brad, it's hidden in plain sight, man. You know how that shit is, buddy.
I agree.
Look, I'm friends with the guys. I know my people eat there all the time.
At the Mexican restaurants.
Yes, my sister is really good friends with them.
So do you think they was selling dope like Wolfie?
I don't know what they was doing. I know I seen what they had.
Yeah, I did too. But you know what? There's nobody that I know of, which I stay focused on other things than drugs now in the drug game. There's nobody I really know of in Harlan that says, oh, let me go to the Mexican restaurant to re up on drugs. Everybody goes somewhere else. You know what I mean? So
No, you're right.
my thing is if they was dealing, I think that they was just dealing in mass quantity for the cartel, and I probably get my head chopped off one day for saying that. But
No, God, Brad.
I think they was just maybe like a stash house or something. That's what I'm wondering. But so you're friends with the DEA guys that eat there? Is that what you're saying, or your family? I was trying to catch
Well,
up
I
on.
mean, I've got a friend. I got a friend on the DEA, but I've got a my family. My family eats there all the time. They love that place. They're friends with the people. They couldn't believe it.
The whole community was shocked. I just went down there on straight crack 40 notes reporting wreck. I didn't mean a word I said except for pure wreck. I was telling them the girl that busted me back in '07, Monica Napier, I was telling them that she busted them just for the wreck of it. And she come in my chat and been telling people, quit telling them I busted them. Tell crack to quit. Tell people, stop telling people I busted the Mexicans. I believe she's scared that she might have really busted them. I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to know your thoughts on that. And last night, I wanted to get to a few other things, but by God, when I was messaging you last night, Katie was live and she was going over this Kevin Curran character. And the only time Kevin Curran I've ever met the individual, they come on my panel and murder kicked them off, and that was the only time they'd ever been on my panel. So I don't know nothing about this person. What is the deal with this person?
Well, I've got a live scheduled. I'm going to schedule a live. I didn't know that they went live and did what they did, but they're obviously mad at me, and I can understand. I mean, but in the long run, I think people will see that what I did to that person is I freed that person.
What did you do to that individual?
Uh,
I've not had time to catch up. Since Vegas, I've moved. My granny's got
uh,
sick. I've moved. I took care of her, put her in the nursing home. I've been busy.
well, I put a photo up of his him and his mother.
Oh, what was the reasoning behind that?
Well, in the long run, it's going to free him. It'll free him, and he'll thank me later.
Okay, Margaret told me about a month or probably over a month ago that I know this person, that Kevin was from Cumberland, his deceased mother. Oh, you put up a picture of his dead mother? But I don't know the person. Should I know this person?
Uh,
I
you
mean, Margaret said that Kevin was from Cumberland. It's not a place I ran a whole lot. I ran a lot of dope.
well, back when I was running with oh my God, Tony Steele and all of them back in the fight days, back over in when I ran with Dole Turner
Dole Turner.
and we was doing that crazy. I can't even remember what we was doing. It was then. I mean, I know they left out of here. They left out, but it's what it is.
Is Kevin / Curran kin to Dole Turner? Because I know Dole pretty good.
You know, Dole,
Yeah. Tommy
he's a nut.
got a brother named Tommy Turner.
Yeah, I know Tommy. Yeah, I Tommy.
Tommy just got in trouble for meth, and he told the cops. He told that county comper in Hardin. They busted him in Dayhood a couple months ago, and he said, "Fuck you, my dope's 10 times stronger than any dope in this county." They put it right in the sheriff's report on Facebook. Yeah, Tommy brought some dope from up like around literally where Shelby's locked up around that area.
He's getting it off. They get it off Jackie Chan.
I don't know who they got it from, but
I'm telling you, that's where that is exactly the guy. I was in jail with him. He up that way. They call him Jackie Chan because they say he has the most kick ass dope. And that's, his real name ain't Jackie Chan, but that's what they call him.
gotcha. But yeah, so did you say that Kevin was kin to Dole?
No, he's not. He's not kin to Dole. I don't think he is, anyways. I'm just saying. What I'm saying is, it's the same. It's during that time that I was hanging out with Dole Turner and them, and we was doing that elusive dream thing, production thing. It was about it. I think that was when it was.
Well, what happened? Because I don't know nothing about. I don't even know what lucid dreams or what that means.
Well, we used to would dump like when I was through, like when I let the car run over me in was it a hall? No, not hall. Yeah, in hall. When the car run over me, and I went through the windshield, and we filmed that. We did a lot of back in back in the jackass stuff, man. It was crazy stuff I used to do when I was younger.
You said,
We spray painted the car. We took his car. You remember Betty Robbins?
yeah.
Over the kids from social services.
Oh no,
She lived up there, and she lived right down below my mom, down in 31 camp, 31 camp, and she would, Dole was in her custody after a while. Remember?
Yeah, I remember Dole was always in somebody's custody growing up.
Right. We always there. He had a car when he first got a car. We went and he wanted it was a gray Oldsmobile, and he wanted it. It was an '86, and he wanted it black. So we spray painted the car. We went to Walmart and bought I don't know how many cans of spray paint. We spray painted that son of a bitch. Well, we let it dry, and that night we was going to go to Cumberland. We was going to the bar. So you can go across Slope Holler and get to Cumberland, correct?
Yep.
So it's daytime when we're leaving and everything. So when we get out, we're all dog faced, drunk pretty much, and we get out of the bar, Dee Dee's bar. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
We used to go play pool and shit.
Yep.
I won a few tournaments with that, but I was drinking and we got out. Your phone's echoing really bad.
I thought that was yours.
Hold on a minute.
I thought that was on your side.
Now, I think it is.
Might be better. So y'all went to D-Days and got drunk.
I think it's where you're moving around. So we come back out. We came back out. Dole didn't have no driver's license. I had a driver's license. So we didn't know it was dark. We got in the car. We didn't see out the windows because the paint went through the newspapers we put on the windows, covered up, paint on it, but it soaked through it anyways. So it tinted the windows. So I had to stick my head out the window to drive. Well, Dole's got a flash gun. You know what one of the flash guns is, right?
What? You're echoing.
A flash. Hold a second.
Let me check my Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm on Wi-Fi, not mobile data.
Okay.
So that's a you hacker.
Hold on, man. Let me fix it. Yeah. So, is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay. So Dole had a flash gun. Is a blank. You know, it shoots
Oh,
blank. It's a gun that shoots blanks.
yeah.
And we're going down the road, and Balin is in the back. Remember Balin Brock?
The name I do, but I don't remember the person.
Well, he used to hang out with us. And he was a cameraman. He was filming and stuff. And I'm sitting here trying to drive. I can't see. And Dole pulls the pistol out and he shoots it right at me. It's a big flash. Well, wait, we didn't know there was a cop that was behind us, so they pull us over. Well, I knew all the police and everything, so we was okay with that. But it was funny. That's just some stuff. That was when it was back in those days. Is when I first met David.
So with Dole, I remember when he had that big old car. It's when he lived in Baxter up on Suki Ridge.
Yeah,
Well, he had that car because I watched him drill. I watched him hit Josh Shanks head on it in front of Hillary's, in front of my granny's beauty shop.
right.
I watched him hit Josh Shanks in that car in road rage, and he drilled Josh and backed up and drilled him again, and backed up and drilled him again. He beat the hell out of his old lady and went crazy that night and hit
I
Josh.
I remember that.
I had to put a gun to his head because he was trying to choke my buddy Rocky to death in my car.
Yeah, I remember that. I
Oh,
remember
it's
him well.
crazy.
Dole was crazy. We took Dole out to damn Colorado when I worked for National Tank and Tower, and we climbed those damn towers. And that son of a bitch was most. He was the funniest person. Is one of my friends that I know. We got up there about 350 foot in that damn tower, and we was trying to tie off, and where we could just step back and wait on a boot to come up. We wait for a boot to come up, and they had to go and order the part, and they was going back to go get it. So you might be sitting up there 2 or 3 hours waiting, but you're getting paid the whole time. Well, this son of a bitch starts doing like Superman, like around the tower with his rope, trying to fly around. Well, what happens is he hooks up to one of the. Okay, so you have to replace those rails because they break sometimes, but you got your 300% safety that's hooked above. So that broke, and the safety went around Dole's leg, and I don't know what he had on, but it wrapped around his leg and it flipped him upside down in the air, hanging about 300 feet up in the air. It was funny as shit. Like it dropped him. He fell 6 foot and it wrapped around his leg. So he's hanging upside down in the middle of the air, just swinging, and he can't scream because, when you're scared, you can't. When you try to scream, you can't scream. It's just like nothing comes out. And then finally, after 2 or 3 minutes, he's screaming. It's crazy. It was wild. But anyways, yeah, it was during those days. It was during that time. But yeah, I know Dole really well.
So did he know Kevin and slash Curran?
Uh, I don't know if he know. I don't know if he. I don't know. I really don't know because Dole was familiar with Cumberland. I wasn't.
Yeah. Would you have any clue where Dole's ass is at nowadays?
Brad,
I have not heard that name in
I
years.
heard he was dead or
Dole?
missing. I heard he was missing.
I've got. We was in the same class when he went to Harlan. When he wasn't sent off, Dole grew up really hard. They lived right across from the Harlan City School for a while in a house that's tore down now. But I could have swore he was in our group chat the other night on our 25-year class reunion in the group chat. But it's on this phone. I don't want to dip out of here to look, but because it takes forever to scroll back through it. But
I had heard that he was missing. I don't know how long ago it was. I mean, he's he used to be everywhere. Like I remember, he got out of his trouble. He got out of all that trouble. But Brad, I heard he was. I mean, I don't want to say too much on here, but I did hear he was not not around no more, man. I don't know.
damn, I'm going to investigate that today. I'll find out. I know Alice Manley.
Yeah, find out because I'd heard that. I don't know where I'd heard that at, but I did hear that he was, he was missing. I mean, this has been a while, man. Like I said, I haven't hung out with him since, uh, God Almighty, 2003, 4. I mean, I don't know. I mean, but I did
When
hear
he
that.
had that big Oldsmobile, it was over
Yeah.
when they drilled Josh Shanks wide open in road rage and pushed him all the way across the
Well,
railroad tracks. And
do
he's
you remember when? Do you remember? What happened is we was up there at that haunted house this Halloween. You know how they did at the gymnasium? They'd have that haunted house, right? In the hall.
hmm
And we was up there, and it wasn't scary. We went through it, so we said we're going to scare somebody. So I told Dole with that same car, I said, "Come off the hill there, and hit me about 20, 25 miles an hour. I'll do the rest." Well, he did, and Balaam was filming it. And he come off there, except for when he got ready to hit me, he didn't hit the brake. The fool hit the gas, and it threw me into the windshield and broke the windshield out. You can ask Ralph and him about that. They remember that. Man, he about beat me to death over that, man, because I did that. He was like, "You're going to kill everything, man." I was just stupid. I was ignorant. But yeah, I let him hit me with a car, and it busted the windshield out. It was wild.
God Almighty, I believe Dole's crazy enough to hit somebody with a car too.
We was filming it. We was filming it. It was like we done all kind of crazy stuff, man. Well, I did mostly, but it was stupid.
So basically, I think somebody put in the comment back in the Jackass days. Basically, Lucid Dreams was Appalachian Jackass.
Pretty much, yeah.
Actually, we used to do some dumb shit like that too.
We would go to Walmart and we'd do stupid shit. I mean, we were just, we were just young and dumb, stupid. You know how it is. There wasn't nothing to do, and it was just what it is.
There wasn't nothing to do but act stupid or do drugs. And if you didn't,
Or go watch WOT.
WOT racing. I was just telling my old lady, we was just talking about WOT racing there yesterday or the day before yesterday. I remember back when they all used to race. I was telling her how bad Mike Saylor's Mustang was back in the day. Did you ever have a Mustang back then?
No, I never had a Mustang.
I didn't never have one either. I've drove a few, but I never got to drive Mike's. I don't know if I would have wanted to drive that powerful motherfucker. Sup, Rev?
Mike had a couple different Mustangs.
Yeah, but that last red one he had in '99 was the baddest of all of them.
Yeah, that was pretty fast.
Everybody used to go to the foot of Pine Mountain and race, or go to the Mola Strip and race.
On that quarter mile,
Yeah,
that's
Eddie,
pretty fun.
Josh McKnight, who's no longer with us. Who else?
What happened to him? What happened?
Josh had got cancer. He's no longer with us due to cancer, sadly.
He didn't. I remember him. Who had the blue? There was one Bass Mustang, blue one, or gray one. Who had the blue and gray? I don't know, man. I can't remember. It's been so long. It's been so freaking long.
Tony Ray Taylor had that badass. He had and Tony Ray probably had a bad. Daniel Miller had an orange black one, or orange
Yeah,
red one. Tony Ray had that green and gray black one. That motherfucker was fast. WOT racing's wide open throttle racing. It's what that was. And back in the day, everybody had Mustangs right when Oxys was taking over, and everybody would go racing. We'd all run up the road and go watch a race. Days like back in the good old days.
that's back when we used to cruise around in the movies.
Yep. Back in the days of cruising around at the movies.
I bet there was so many fights. I bet there was more fights in damn movie parking lot than. I mean, It was like Harlan on this side, Everett's on this side, Cumberland over here. It was so much. It was like the Harlan guys hang out with Harlan guys, Cumberland hang out with the Cumberland guys, Everett's hang out with the Everett's guys, and then every once in a while there'd be something with a woman or something or a girl, and then they'd be fighting, and then it was the funniest shit ever. I swear.
Well, you ain't lying about that, Tiger. Yep, back in the day, everybody would go to the what's the green eye saying here? He's saying that stuff was crazy. Guess that person that got shot was a YouTuber, Funny the Legend, the wife. I don't know who you're talking about. But yeah, back in the day, Ernie's right. Everybody would go out to the mile, hang out in the 80s. In the 90s, we hung out across the road at the movies and at Wendy's. What was the best fight you ever seen out there, Ernie?
Oh man,
Or what was the best fight you was ever involved in at the movies?
uh, I guess the one with let me see, what was his name? Creech, not Creech. I can't remember his name. Man, I forgot a lot of it, man. It's when I had my hand broke and I jerked that guy out and his truck hit the fucking that pole. It was funny. Um, Jesse, no, not Jesse. James, I don't know. His name's James. I don't know his last name. I want to say Creech. It might be. No, I don't think it is. I don't know.
You
It's
know,
over. It was over a girl.
you remember Joe Shelton from Everett's?
I know Joe Shelton really well.
I watched him try to not.
Cowboy Joe Shelton.
I guess big old fella used to work run telemarketing.
Yeah, well, he used to wear a cowboy hat when he thought he was back when he's younger. He used to wear, he liked to try to be a cowboy. I know who he is. Yeah, go ahead.
Your style. I seen him and Von Tamius Fields fight out there, and Von Tamius couldn't have been. I was 18, so Von was about 15, but he was
I
the first.
say Von Temius beat him, didn't he?
Von Tamius beat that motherfucker all over him.
Oh
He
my God.
fought from one side to the other, smacked his head off a car like a turnbuckle. Yeah, he completely devastated him.
Yeah, Von Temius was a great. Oh man.
He whooped him simple as brushing your teeth, but he whooped him for a long time.
Yeah.
That was the best fight I ever seen out there. I whooped Chris Hurt rest in peace. I whooped him out there one night, and I snuck out of the car and hit him with a running Roman Reigns Superman punch, and whooped him. Seen a few good ones out there. Travis Whitaker and Jamie Jacobs. That was somebody kicked Travis in the head that night. I wasn't there. I would help Travis, believe. But
Yeah, they jumped him.
yeah, there's a few of them fellas jumped
Yeah.
Travis that night after I was in London at my papa's that night. Or I would have helped Travis, or at least made sure it was 1-on-1, because Travis was my buddy, but I run with the brothers, you know what I mean? But I run with Travis too, so I could have stopped that. But so back in the day when the Oxycontin was high everywhere and you wasn't doing no drugs and I strung out, but you was running with Big Tony Steele and Dole Turner. How did you end up? Where did Kevin Curran come along at?
Well, I mean, that's just that's just it. Just goes back to those days. It ain't like they came along. It was just in those days. That's what I was just trying to see if you remembered who that was, and I don't think you was. I mean, I know you hung out at the movies and stuff. I mean, everybody hung out at the movies.
Yeah, but I don't. What's Kevin Curran's last name? Or would that be Doxson?
That'd be doxing. I said I wasn't dox.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you can send it to me backstage or in Messenger, and I'll know because I don't want to dox nobody. But I'd like to know who this person is because I don't know the person. But yeah, I just seen half a.
Well, I tell you what, they know the maggots.
They know the migrants. Now, which set of migrants? You got the Todd migrants, crazy drug dealing migrants.
Pauletta, and them.
You got the migrants that you can smell from 6 miles away, and then you got other migrants.
Jimbos maggots.
Well, they got to be the stinky ones then.
You remember Pauletta?
How late a migrant?
Yep.
I don't
You
believe.
know that's the same one that used to. She's a Maggard now. It used to be Jimbo's first wife.
Is that the one he married at 12?
Yeah, she's 11 when he met her, but yeah,
Oh,
or
okay.
or actually she was just turning 11. She was just turning 11 when Jimbo met her.
And man, well, let's just segue into Jimbo for a minute. So, if you've seen the videos and the stream behind Green Eyes there, I did some undercover investigation work last week. And I went down there and wrote more. Jimbo said that, hey, his old house, two people died in it. Well, if you go look on my shorts or my videos or
I
my.
knew you was going to do that. I knew for a fact. I was like, you know, Brad's people live in London. Like, I know he's going to do that. I knew you was going to butt him out on that because you didn't live where you was at in London. You didn't live that far from him at
No,
all. Not
less
at all.
less than 7 miles.
Yes, I knew you was going to do that. And why would he do that for? Knowing that that house is easy found on France Road there. How would he? That was the most ridiculous thing he could have ever done right there.
I mean, big time, because I went down there and I started in the Sunny Hills division, which is behind where I went to jail. Where I went to jail, you go down that back road right there. It's a four-way. You go
You
around
you went at
the back of
did
the
you?
airport, and that's where
I
the tornado comes through.
yeah. Well, I know that, but I mean, there's two ways out of that area there, right beside the lumber yard there, and the one that goes down behind the tunnel. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
To get in because it's just one way. It's like and it connects to each other. And Jimbo lives like on that third row, that third little path that goes up that hill and goes around that corner there. And
Yep.
when I seen you going up that way, and I seen that little trailer that sits there on the left before when you first cut up in that area, I was like, I know where he's going. I was watching that. I was cracking the hell up. I was like, he's really going to expose his ass right here because you could see there was no tornado damage nowhere. That was wild.
No, and that's not fair to. If you'd seen the damage in person as someone that's going to be the governor, you would say that's definitely not fair to lie on people that's died down there and the devastation of a mile-wide tornado path that
Well,
destroyed
well, Brad,
everything.
he thought where he lives on where he lives on 25 there off 25 there up our toward Tencher Williams where the storm really did hit real bad and knock some hurt some buildings and stuff like that. He thought that hey, I only live a few miles down the road. I'll I can get I can do this and I can get away with this and I think that's what he was thinking.
I definitely agree because just because the tornado hits a city, it don't mean it hits the whole city. If you're fucking smart to weather, obviously a tornado is just going to be a mile wide or a mile and a half wide at fucking at its biggest. So I busted his shit bag wide open. I sent all the footage to
Hey,
Green.
hold on 1 second, Brad. They're actually doing the big construction stuff out here. There's a work site right out by the house here. Oh, you hear that, don't you?
Yeah. What kind of work are they doing?
Hold on.
What's up, Mr. Nobody? Yeah, there's several different versions. Y'all get them 12 as 12 memberships in honor of exposing Jimbo. Uh, Shout out to Green Eyes and her people. Sub up to Green Eyes and everybody involved with sending the mayor down the road to do what I did. Markella, what's up? Raising Canes, Elmo, Skunk Ape. Ernie really had to go take a tiger shit. Does tigers wipe their butt like normal? Like, I mean, I know humans do, but
You're crazy, Brad.
I know. So yeah, I wonder what's up, Freeside.
Man,
Go ahead.
this is badass. This thing, it comes through. It cuts all these big trees and stuff, like the limbs that's overhanging the road.
Oh yeah.
Man, that's pretty crazy. Wild, I tell you. How many miles you do a day on that thing? How many miles you do a day on that? Well, I probably need to. I heard that. I'd probably say 20. And it's just you, ain't it? That's crazy, man. Come on here. You make you make the big bucks.
Anyway, yeah, it's good while Ernie's taking care of his construction zone. It feels good to be back to and able to stream.
Man, I think that thing is so neat, man.
You should have cammed up and showed it to us, by God.
It's just when they come and cut trees and stuff, that big blade that goes around and that little. But keep on. Sorry about that. I'm just
All
waiting on
right.
the phone call. I said I had some extra time. Oh man, I had to go get me some luggage yesterday, Brad. Go ahead.
Has anyone in the chat, does anyone know if Jimbo has responded to getting his shit bag busted? Ernie or chat, does anyone know if Jimbo's had a response to getting put on Front Street? I got you, Skunk Ape. Ernie? Hello, Tiger?
Yeah, go ahead, Brad.
Oh. Has Jimbo had a response to Green Eyes videos or my videos of him getting put on blast?
I don't think he has. I don't know. Like I said, I just seen your video. I seen a clip of them doing it. I laughed my ass off at it. I thought it was funny as hell.
I did too. It was well worth going to get the footage. I tell you, that was well worth the trip. Just to cremate his shit bag real good.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. The people that died in that, he didn't understand that that's public knowledge, anyways, and it gave their locations where they were at.
That's well, you're true. You're right there. And I seen where people died at. It's in my live streams and in my shorts and my videos here on TikTok of where people
Okay.
passed away at. Where a firefighter and his wife got killed in the bathtub. The firefighter was laying on top of his wife. She may have survived.
Yeah,
I'm not.
that was up there, like where the bad areas was, like up toward going like told 25 of Tencher Williams and places like that, when they took all that where it run through there. That's what that was. There was a lot of people that was killed there. But for
Yeah,
him to say, that's what got me. That's really what got me about it. I knew when you busted him out there, I'm like, he ain't got no comeback for this. It's gonna be crazy.
yeah. There's no way. There's nothing you can do if you're watching, Coach, but to say, listen, I lied, I was wrong. That's all he can do. There ain't no other way around it. You got out of jail, you admitted a lot of your lies, so he can do the same thing. Whatever he's allowed to get off his 90 days of ankle bracelet and makes his return, his return.
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna make it.
I don't know either. I think everybody's turned on him. Is anybody still supporting him at
Well,
all?
I'm talking about his 90 days. He's not gonna make his 90 days. There's
Oh,
no
you
way.
don't think you'll make it 90 days?
No. I know he ain't.
Too strung out to stay in the house, not go get a fix. That's what happens to a lot of people that's got an ankle bracelet.
Brad, I'd rather be in jail than I would be confined to my own home.
I mean, I feel you get away on that because you got people to talk to, and if you're in addiction and you're at home, well, that devil's time is, idle mind's the devil's fucking playground.
Well, I mean, you imagine that ankle bracelet or that home when it look okay, so it's home incarceration. Look at the conditions of that. Did anybody even pay attention to that? What he's got to do? Go
No,
look at his conditions. Go look at his conditions for his incarceration at his house. 90 days.
if anybody's got the paperwork and want to come up here and provide it, please do. The link's in the chat. Oh, he's door dashing on home incarceration right now. Well, I guess people's got to work, don't they?
Well, I, I'm not gonna say nothing. I mean, it is what it is. All somebody have to do is call in DoorDash and let them know what's going on. They would not let him work out.
Well, it's kind of odd somebody on home incarceration doing DoorDash, if you ask me.
It depends on what his stipulations is. That's what somebody needs to look at. I ain't looked at it. I didn't. I don't care. I don't care what he does. I know my vendetta with him is far past that, so it's what it is.
So, what is your vendetta still with Jimbo? That he says you're involved in Shelby's murder. Don't get mad when I say it. The bag of dildos and the butthole stretcher, or is it far more than that with you and Jimbo still? Will you and Jimbo ever be able to be friends?
I I just don't. For me, for me, I don't want to talk about it. I just look at Jimbo's condition. I just don't think he has that much longer.
Well, I'm not going to disagree with you there, Governor. Not one bit. I mean, he looks like a strung out Peter Griffin on meth. If Kensington Avenue had a Peter Griffin, it would be Jimbo. But do you think Thelma, how do you think Thelma's going to do? Is she going to be able to continue to support Josh Yanks' drug habit?
I don't know about Thelma. Like I said, Thelma is a product of Jimbo, and I've seen that. In the years past. So she does what he controls her to do. That's just all I'm going to say about it.
Well, I'll agree with you there. I'll agree with you there. Did I get married? No, I did not get married. But yeah, Jimbo. So, do you think that Jimbo will ever be back in the shape to promote MMA fights or professional wrestling?
Again, I just don't think Jimbo has that long on this earth.
Oh yeah, I forgot. What's up, Victory Saber? Yeah, I think that maybe Green Eyes and the footage that I provided in Green Eyes and Satan her fucking self I think that might have just put Jimbo in the ground and covered him up and put a tombstone on him.
Well, here's the thing. You know, he waited, a couple months, whatever. Then he come back, and then it just happened that tornado hit, and he used that. I mean, I've seen it on Facebook. He used that, and then he used it again, and then he doubled down on it. Like he went to the ultimate. Like these people got killed in his house he used to live in, or something like that's what I heard is what I made out of it. And then again, and then it wasn't even what 4 or 5 days after that you busted his ass. So think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you was thinking as soon as he said that, you knew then like this is something he can't get out of because as you was going up the hill, you could tell everything was intact. There had been no storm damage, no nothing. Everything was crisp, clean, ready for the next people to live in the house. Correct. I mean,
And it was
he got evicted, bro. He got evicted. And that makes like his 12th house in like 4 years he's been evicted of.
I've actually heard that from people that know Jimbo from other aspects of life that he moves a pretty good lot. I've heard that, but the house was actually intact better than I got up there and turned around and got out of there because I heard that man at the bottom of the hill would shoot at you, and he cussed me the first time I went halfway up the hill. See, I was told if I got out and knocked on the door, I'd get paid extra money. So I went to the other address that I had, and it was a house and a double wide. And I got out and knocked on the door, but it was the wrong place. But still, it was just right at the bottom of the hill out the road there a little bit.
Well, let me ask you a question. Here's the easiest way to do it. When you pulled up under that awning, you know where that awning is, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was no dogs right there beside, right?
Now, all the dog kennels was cleaned up from according to what Josh Shanks explained. It looked like it had been cleaned up. The landlords must have cleaned it up pretty good because 413 France Road was clear and clean.
Mm-hmm.
That rotten out trailer in the back.
Right. And you wouldn't know if he was still been there. Them dogs would have been there, all that stuff. So he left those kennels, didn't he?
I'm pretty sure they was still two kennels there beside that building.
God, what a waste, man. Anyways.
But yeah, we went halfway up the hill and turned around, and because the GPS took me
And
to another place.
straight out for those kennels. You know that, right? He rents those kennels. And he pays a fee a month, like $100 some a month for those big old kennels. So not only did he go in debt with all that, but he just has to leave. He has to leave it. That's the way he is. That's why his whole life had been.
Just leave it for the next person in the kennel company. It's on them. It ain't his problem no more. Thamel's got to pack everything up, moving. But yeah, we pulled up there that second time and got the footage we needed and got the fuck out of there because that man cussed me out the first time I went up the hill. He cussed us, called us motherfuckers. And then I went to the second spot. Then I went to eat on the other side of London, and I purposely started TikTok. I clipped up and dropped 12-cent green eyes, starting over in Sunny Hill, showing how far away it was from Jimbos. Go past my Popeyes, get out on 25E, go down past Cheney Lumber, make a right, go across the tracks to France Road. So, what's up, GT Fato? So yeah, we busted his shit bag on that. So, did you ever have the duck race, Ernie?
No, I never had no duck race.
Well, my question on that, I didn't mean to change the subject. I just seen this fucking some of my granny's crazy stuff she still got in her house, and it made me think about that. That was back in March. You're supposed to do that duck race, and you still ain't done it. Are you going to do the duck race?
Yeah, I'm going to do something with it.
I think the FBI swooped murder up. I think the feds swooped murder up for tax evasion or something to do with taxes. I don't know. That's all I can tell you about murder right now is tax evasion or something. Got him. Feds got murdered. That's all we can say about that right now. What's up, Rev? Well, other breaking news. Um, your gubernatorial campaign, or have you launched an official campaign yet, or when are you going to launch an official campaign, and what's the first thing you're going to do?
I'm not doing anything until mid part of 26.
Well, don't you think you should have started at least
No.
first?
I've already got people in play. I already got people in play. I already know what we're going to do. It's like right now. Uh,
Are you
I'm
going to go
waiting
to
on this phone
Florida?
right now. I start my contract. I start my contract day after tomorrow, bro. And I'm just resting, relaxing, getting ready to do this. I can't wait.
What kind of contracts you got going on now?
It's just my protection contract, security contract stuff.
Asset protection.
But it did hinder me. Now, I'm going to say this: the felony does hinder me from a lot of things that I used to do. But right now, I don't care because I can actually pick up extra work, and I'm happy with that part. That part's all right.
Now, when you say protection contracts, does that mean that you're protecting an individual or an individual's protecting you?
No, that's what I used to do with executive protection.
Okay.
Now I cannot carry a weapon. No, I cannot carry a weapon. I can carry some sort of
You can
firearms. I
carry
can't carry
dynamite.
anything with a fire. I can carry anything that does not have a firing pin.
Yeah, there you go. Well, certain knives might not be good. So I forget how long the blades are supposed.
But Brad, there's ways around that.
I agree. A cop really has to be a dick to hit you for something like that. And I don't
I
believe
mean, it ain't my first rodeo, and I know, I've been around weapons all my whole life. I know exactly what I'm doing and how to do this stuff. And the thing about it is, me being a driver, I'm more of a driver anyway, so I don't even care. Um, it don't even bother me because I know I got backup that's with me at all times, so I'm not worried about it.
so. When you start your contracts tomorrow, basically you're going to be in Eastern Kentucky or somewhere else, parts unknown, protecting people.
Well, we're working on having my probation switched, and we're working about getting it blanketed. So it's
Blank.
just something. It's just something that we're working on right now. I don't know how it's going to go. I do know when the governor does the pardons that my name is on the list.
What does blanketed mean? Kind of
I
like
just it's just something. It's just it was just something that was explained to me. It's a loophole. It's a law thing that we're going to do. I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but I know it's going to work. So
what's up, Dodie baby? What's up, Sandy, Indiana girl? I've never heard of blanketing, but I can understand what that means because I know people that are federal ghosts in Harlan. So, so, where are you gonna get your probation switch to, Governor? Or what?
I'm not. I'm not. I don't know yet. I have no idea. I've got to do. I've got to do some things. I got to jump through some hoops first. But I'm doing it. I'm on the verge of getting it done. I'm not worried about any other part there. I'm okay with that.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. So, what are you doing today? You said just resting out.
Yeah, washing my clothes, getting it all ready for tomorrow evening is a big day for me. Uh, so,
So
but
you
day after tomorrow is really good.
shifting to a different location tomorrow.
Well, yeah, well, my stuff comes open, and I've got a lot of things I'm going to be doing. I mean, I'm going to be making a lot of money, Brad. I put myself out there for that. So,
Curiosity, he's not going to be a Walmart greeter. I mean,
no, I am not going to be a Walmart greeter. No.
so where are you staying at now?
I'm in Perry County.
Oh, okay. I remember last time I talked to you, that's where you was at, I believe. Well, do you think that, okay, speaking of tornadoes, tell us, didn't you just have two live streams in Louisville and go through tornadoes?
Um, in the medical appointments, yes, I had a couple of medical appointments about the same time those tornadoes come through, and I was if I have to stay overnight, they provide housing and stuff like that.
So, was your tornado streams back when you acted like you escaped the halfway house? Was them just for entertainment, or did you really get your?
No, it was just real bad weather. So we was just getting tornadoes, and it was real bad weather. It was just really bad weather.
The
And I
basic?
couldn't do anything because it was the storm was so bad that it kept wetting the phone, and I tried to put it in a protective thing. It stilled the foam, or not the foam, but the heat and everything got to it, and it was crazy. It was
I'm talking about the day you
fogging
said
up.
you run away from the halfway house during a
Oh
tornado.
no, I did that. I did that. I did that up in Louisville.
Yeah, that. So that was that just for entertainment purposes, or did you really get a tornado knocking over
No, I
fences?
did it. I did it, and I did it. And I got caught. Well, I didn't get caught. I just said they called me up and they said, "Hey, look, if you didn't like it here, you do this. There's still time. When you leave those places, you can always switch out, Brad."
I agree with you. I agree with you. Let's see, I'm breaking. Yeah, Ernie's breaking up a little bit. I think we've got some Appalachian bad weather coming this way. I'm not for sure. I forget what it said. But yeah, murder got picked up by the FBI, I reckon.
Well,
Nothing to do with crack 40 TV,
well, let me
though.
ask you a question. So he got hit with the FBI. How long ago?
I don't know. I'm not for sure.
So
All I
he's
know is
been off your stream. So he's been off your stream for a while, and
he,
that's why he's been gone. He got hit with the FBI.
I didn't know about it for a while.
How did you find out?
Family, a family member, I called, checked out him through his family, and they just told me that's all that they could tell me, and that was it.
Brad, tax evasion usually don't pick you up, oh, bro.
IRS tax evasion.
They don't usually just pick you up, man. They usually there's usually something before that. I mean, just to be honest with you, I ain't gonna say what it is, but I'm not gonna dox nobody. I mean, I know how I can find out exactly everything about it right now, what you just told me, but I'm not. It ain't my business.
Well, when we find out, we'll just say this: if we find out more about it, we'll report on it, and
Well,
if
let me ask you a question. Are you sure it's tax evasion?
it's something to do with taxes,
And it's the FBI?
yeah, Fed swooped him, swooped two more family members.
Well, it would be the Internal Affairs. You know, they have their own agency that does that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get. That's
It's
what
a,
I'm trying.
yeah, it's internal affairs. FBI would be something like on corruption, but if unless there's a corruption matter or something of that nature, or a VCAC matter, then FBI would come in, or something like a you know, ICU. Then they would come in on that. But I don't think they, you know, it'd be a deal. It'd be a deal with that,
All
and
I know is where it says
or CTI or something like that. That's the only really they'd be coming in.
they told me that it just says federal inmate held, prisoner held, federal prisoner held in transport for trial at his current location. Murder's never been to jail or nothing.
No, I know that. So that's what I'm getting at. That you know, you be talking hundreds of Brad. Let's talk after this is over.
Yeah,
Let's talk after this is over, okay?
'cause I don't know how to. I don't know whether I need to call Sile or his family's got lawyers on it. I reckon, but that they won't tell me nothing else.
Brad. Let uh God. Never mind. I ain't none of my business.
Yeah, I'll fuck with him.
Well, here's
I'll
the thing,
find
Brad.
out.
Here's the thing. Celebrities, even when celebrities get hit, they don't get arrested, Brad. They do what's called a season of prayer, and
Mm-hmm.
then if they ain't got nothing for season of pre, they leave them. They'll visit them. They'll visit them. But I've never heard of somebody just arresting somebody for a tax evasion. I mean, that's you know how many hundreds of thousands of dollars that have to be before you get behind before they'd even even think about doing an arrest.
Yeah, I would just assume that it might have been something. I don't know.
It's something else, Brad. Probably.
There might be something else involved. Who knows? But all I know is like when they picked the Mexicans up, and they charged some of them with crimes, and then the rest of the Mexicans with immigration. The one, it was the same thing. Their charges said the same thing.
Yeah, but
Federal prisoner.
They had HSI out there in Harlan as well.
Yeah, but I mean the ones that they had
That's
like
ICE. That's ICE.
well, I'm talking about the ones that they call, had federal indictments on their
Right.
charges.
Would that be with the DEA there?
Yeah, then their charges said federal inmate held in transport waiting trial, and that's the same thing.
And the easy way you can find out about it is the bond situations. Um, that'd be the easiest way. But a held up bond would be something like immigration because there'd be no bond at all. It'd just say no bond, held for deportation. It would actually say that.
Right. Yeah, that's what they said for the Mexicans that did get deported. Deported, it just said immigration's how it said, and a lot of them got swooped out of Laurel County. The jail that Jimbo goes to. They got swooped out of there pretty quickly and sent to Guantanamo or wherever they took them to. Wonder where they do take them from. Do you think they take the inmate? Do you
They
think
have they have them in holding facilities, and they're special immigration holding facilities.
right? So they try.
They're not regular. It's not usually regular jail. It depends on how where they got to go to and where they got to extradite them to, and how many. What they call it is uh okay. So have you ever heard of a POC?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Explain
they
that to the people though.
well, okay, so what happens is usually it's POCs or it's the POC that send them out, and then they'll go and they'll round them up. They'll do what's called a roundup or whatever they want to call it. Um, and if it's HSI, then they'll bring them back to a facility. They'll say it's an unknown facility, and they may even give it. They may even give it since it's a small town Harlan. They probably took them. I'll tell you one thing. I don't think they would take them to the Harlan jail because that's back up in the mountains, and you can't go out. You can't get out of here through there. They would take them towards somewhere like London or
London is
something like that.
because that's our closest
Right. They would have to take
federal
them.
holding
They wouldn't do a
facility.
holding facility in Harlan. That'd be ridiculous. So they would try to get them out of
Yeah, we're
here.
not.
They would take them as far as they
We
can.
don't. Trooper Young told me on scene that all the inmates was going to London because that was the closest federal holding facility, which I already knew that because our
Well, yeah,
OG free ski, that's where he had to go.
right. Yeah, they would never. They would never go to. They would never go to just a regular holding facility, which is just a county jail like that. It'd be an actual holding facility, and then they would do. They would do their documentation over. They would look at it. They would look at. They make sure they do the two-step identification. They would get that. They would make sure that's the right person that they're getting ready to deport, and then they would go from there. They would put a. They actually put a bracelet on them. I think it's a green bracelet they put on,
Yeah, I heard something like
and then
that.
they
So,
wait for deportation. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. Bounty hunters help ICE a lot. Like when you can get contract. If they can't find people, bounty hunters can go and even FBI, even the FBI can. I know if they can't find people and it's up in the mountains or something like that. I know when I was in North Carolina, especially when I was working for Ace and when I was working for King's Rollers, uh, I know for a fact that FBI could contact us out, and then they'd have like a reward fund, reward money, and they would give a percentage out for that. So, yes, they would do that. But yeah, ICE is the same way. ICE actually, ICE could actually contract future recovery agents to help them deport if they needed to.
have you ever did that? Have you ever got a contract to deport immigrants?
I didn't do it.
You didn't do it.
No, but I could have had contracts. I could have contracts now to do it, and I won't do it.
What
And I'll
was
tell
your
you why I
deal?
won't do it is because when I started out as bounty hunting, I didn't go after drugs. I didn't go after anything with that. I went after like molesters, pedophiles, rapists, stuff like that, murderers. That was what we went after. That was it. Child support, stuff like that. You're gonna have 100 cases of it. But the fact of the matter is, time you pay the buff, time you get everything, time you pay the guys, you don't make nothing on that. But if you get something actually from the government, that's a contract government job, or just a little operation here and there, you're gonna make real good money. You're gonna make really, really good money, and it's well worth your time because sometimes there's incentives that'll help you pay for stuff. Get you, you can use that to get like hotels. You can do things of that nature, and you can make a lot of money that. With with the other little petty stuff, you're not making nothing. Bounty hunting is a thing, and every bounty hunter will tell you it's either feast or famine. That's just the thing about it. And if you just go for the recovery part, you're gonna it's gonna be famine. But if you go and you writing bonds is where the money's at. I don't care what anybody says. Writing bonds is where your money's at.
So when you get a contract like that, is it just for So you had a contract to come and get me, and let me see, St. Elmo's Fire Shock Factor, and ran 5150, and we was all located in Harlan, and the federal government give you a contract after you arrested all four of us. Would it just be a contract for us four people, or would the contract continue, or what? How does the contracts work? Sup, Ty? Hello, Tiger.
Can you hear me? Okay, so I guess that did work. Well, Brad is off the stream now. Um, I don't know where we're going to go now. Jameson did it again. You give me a call, go off one, he's done. You're there, Brad. Where you at?
I
Hey,
had to jump out to get the link.
no, I just played.
Sometimes I have to jump out.
Oh Lord, that was a perfect opportunity there. I was getting ready to go spill one, but yeah, and so that's the question again. So you had to, if I had to track you guys down and arrest you all together, right? Is that what you're saying, or
Yeah.
what? So what is it like? Is it,
What
what
I'm
would you? I didn't get
saying
to hear the
is,
rest of your questions. It went out.
if you had a warrant from the federal government, a contract, I mean, to come and arrest us, would you get certain benefits for just that contract, or after that contract, would the job just be done and the contract be over? Would it just be a certain individual contract, or would the contract be extended, or what?
Well, it would never happen in Kentucky unless you had a authorization to work in Kentucky, which is not going to happen because of ever since '77. That's not going to happen. So, but we can say you are in Kentucky. Say you are in Kentucky. We can do what's called
Um, we have lost the tiger. Ladies and gentlemen, and bounty hunters and children, the governor, the governor had a gubernatorial call just come in, and he had to take an important call, I believe, and I believe he'll be right back. What's up, really? Let's get some laid back farts and queefs going on. Ladies, just lay back and let a fart roll up your pussy and slap your clit real hard. It's Crack 40 TV. We did have future governor of the state of Kentucky, Ernest the Lightning Tiger Shell, with us. Once again, murder has been picked up by the feds. That's all that'll be said on that for the time being. And there's no tornadoes in eastern Kentucky at the moment that I know of, so it has to definitely be a contract cow, a bounty hunting cow, a gubernatorial cow, a probation cow. So hit that like button, drop them super chats, drop them cash apps, drop them PayPals. There's $5. Thank you, real Ryan 5150. Thank you. Make the mayor's paycheck great as it was in February and March, and get them 12 is 12 memberships for Jimbo, and get them motherfucking Pigalina memberships that Ernie the Lightning Tiger did set up for me. He did set up 12 is 12. He did set up the Jimbo. He did. I mean, the Pigalina. Ernie did set them up. But speaking of Pigalina, I guess that for one time in life we kind of combined on something in the sake of taking Jimbo down. Mm. So Yeah, murder's never been to jail, so we can't even visit murder or nothing for the time being. He can't get phone calls to anyone but like two family members for 60 days or something, and then he can get normal phone calls. I'm trying to figure out his current incarceration location, and in the meantime, until murder gets a federal bail, which should be no problem, when he gets a bail, in the meantime, if anybody wants to step up and help out a little bit, please do. Rev wants to step up and help, uh, which I'm good right now anyway on everything. I got everything handled. But if anybody wants to help do a little editing or a few other things, that's cool. We'll take you. I'll take whatever kind of help I can get. Mm. But I think the tiger's knocking at the door, guys. Come on back in,
Yeah.
Tiger.
Sorry about that. I had to get that phone call.
Oh, you're fine. I figured it was a predator hunter phone call.
No, no, it's actually what we talked about, a government phone call.
Mm. Well, what's going on? Can you fill us in?
Just making sure I was going to be ready and everything's all right. Everything's just, just checking everything up.
Hell yeah. So if you get your probation blanketed, as you say, you can't elaborate on what that means. You said you didn't know either.
Well, I'm not going to say anything until it happens, because as soon as you say something, it's like if it don't happen, you're a liar, and it's this and that. And I'm not going to. I'm not even going to do it. I
I,
know that I've worked really, really hard. I'm coming up on the fifth month, and I got another month to go before a judge can consider taking me off probation, all in all. So it's all good.
you've been out since February. Donna in Austin, Texas, has been just become a member 8 months in a row. Will Tiger get his rabies vax up to date? We're being nice to the Tiger today. We're not arguing. We're not fighting. We're getting along, and we're having a civil, cordial conversation today about things.
But
So,
seriously, after this live is over, Brad, reach out to me. It's very important.
okay, I got you. I
You know
got you.
what? You probably know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I might could use some help on something.
Exactly.
But anyway, so what is your opinions on what's going on in LA right now with all the people
Well, they're getting
getting?
ready to bring in. I heard they're bringing in Marines or something. You know what I don't understand is I figure they bring in the National Guard first, and then if it just the presence alone would probably solve it. But then again, it's getting way out of hand. Let's just see what happens. But see, the reason they're bringing in the Marines is because their base, there's a base real close to there. So where it's at. So think about it. So they're already there anyway. Just bring them out for a training exercise or whatever. Let them run through and be done with it.
Donna just gifted 5 memberships. Jameson, Cat, Honey Bunny, Shock Factor, and Fishy McFish got the memberships. There's a base in San Diego. What's up, Blame Katie?
Exactly. Thank you, Mister Nobody.
Someone.
I mean, that's what it's going to be. They're going to put them, and the reason he's saying, put in, 500, maybe 500, 1,000 Marines, whatever the deal is.
Well, I tell you what, the state of Kentucky better give Ernie Shell better internet. It's what they better fucking do. Or, Ernie, you better tell Uncle Andy Brashear, old governor there, until you get in there, that you need better internet gifted by the state of Kentucky and the taxpayers of Kentucky, by God, and federal taxes too. Free Larry Hoover, who's almost home. Rawr! The tiger's coming back in.
Okay, sorry about that.
You good? You good? So, do you think that dumbass Gavin Newsom out there in California, that fuck nugget governor they got, do you think that he can put the smack down on this situation in
Well,
California?
I mean, he's not going to do anything. He's had his time to do it. He's never done anything, anyways. But what they'll do is they'll use those. They'll use the Marines. They'll use the Marines from out San Diego, and they'll bring them in, and they'll do a little training exercises, and they'll try to control it that way. If it don't get controlled that way, then they'll use other measures. That's the way it works.
Someone said that they'd done brought in the National Guard. I think it might have been Ryan. Someone said, Moki, what's up, Moki? Said that the National Guard had already been brung in.
Well, I mean, if you bring in the National Guard, it should be handled. I mean, I don't see no reason why it can't be because I mean, it is it is what it is.
I've got something that's completely segue into. I seen somebody say something about this earlier. Since I went to Vegas, I've been seeing a lot of Vegas streamers pop up on my chat, YouTube to watch my personal YouTube that I watch.
Hmm.
And I seen someone in the chat or somewhere say something about a YouTuber getting shot, and Gray Nice comment says, "Wow, so I guess Sin City Matty surrendered to the Las Vegas police for shooting another YouTuber, Finny the Legend, last night on a live stream." What?
That's wild.
Elaborate. Whoever knows about that, elaborate. Do you
That's
know
pretty
what
wild, bro.
that would be like?
That's
Or
too
me?
rich for my blood.
That'd be like you shooting Blaine Katie getting mad and shooting you or something.
Probably.
Or Nicolina fucking spazzing out and flying down I-75, ripping her pussy hairs out, coming down through her to shoot one of us, huh? Okay, then I've got to pull that stream up and watch that.
Well, look,
Wow.
give me a minute. My buddy's texting me right now. He's wanting to make sure everything's going, and I got to get a code to put in this damn computer. So I'll holler right back at you here in a few.
So you're leaving?
I'll be back.
All right,
Bye
goodbye.
bye.
Rawr. All right. If anyone wants to come up on panel and elaborate, no offense to the Ernest, our future bluegrass governor, by God, the by God bluegrass lightning tiger governor there, if you will. If anybody wants to come up on panel and elaborate on this streamer shooting another streamer in Vegas, I'd like to know about it. I watched it on my live from last night. So the shit went down live on YouTube between Finney and what was the other one's name? Sin City Manny, and Finney the Legend. So I'm just gonna. So two YouTubers was battling over content. Somebody's here behind Green Eyes. What's up, Green Eyes? Elaborate. Fill me in.
Oh yeah, last night it was crazy. I guess Finney and Bubbly, his wife, were walking along the strip. They came to Vegas to visit, and Finney, and that Manny dude had been having this beef, I guess, for a while. And the day before, uh, Manny was driving around looking for Finney. You know, he's on live stream saying that he was going around, driving around looking for him. He didn't find him the day before, and then last night Manny and his girlfriend, I can't remember what her name is because I don't watch these two, but I just happened to watch the live. They were walking along the strip, and it looks like not only did Manny shoot Finney, but that his girlfriend, Manny's girlfriend, was in on it. Because there's another video showing where his girlfriend is also streaming, and streams them walking by them and then turning around and walking back again. But Finney and his wife were just standing along the railing, and his wife stands and gets in front of that Manny dude and says, "What are you doing?" And the next thing you know, he shoots the guy and then shoots her right in the middle of the strip. And there was oh my God, it was heartbreaking because there was little kids that were crying. It
So
was,
he shot the dude and his wife?
yeah, he killed them both.
Holy fuck.
Point blank range too, man. It was, God, it was heartbreaking.
Did anybody in our communities follow either one of these YouTubers?
Someone, I thought, who was it that just said that they do follow them or know of them? Was it Rain 51? I think.
I seen someone else, or you put it in chat earlier, and it kind of, my edible was kicking, or I was focused on talking to the governor there, and then when I seen you put it back in chat, I may have seen it somewhere else, but goddamn, that's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
was like at 10:40 or something like that last night.
damn.
Yeah, because I was streaming the riots, and one of the streamers that I was restreaming, they turned around and said that there was a shooting in Vegas, so he flipped over. Excuse me, flipped over to it, and Finney had his camera or his phone propped up on on the railing, and I mean the whole day Finney was live streaming, having fun, him and his wife and some other guy, just or people that they were meeting, having a lot of fun, just goofing around and all this stuff. And then if you look through Manny's side, was been on the hunt for this Finney dude, going from casino to casino, trying to find him. It was just, oh my God, ridiculous, all because of a YouTube beef.
So this money guy was from
He's
Vegas,
from Vegas. Yeah,
and he
Manny's from Vegas.
hunted them down and shot them.
Yep.
Damn, Ernie Shell, you got to step your game up to overdo that one.
So
Yeah.
that's why I think, that's why I hate it when people dox people. And then, because,
Oh,
there's too many psychos out there, and we all know where a bunch of psychos kind of seem to hang out. And giving out people's information and shit, you don't know what type of person is going to get that information and what they're capable of. So that's why I'm so
oh,
against. Yeah, they both died. Both
rest in peace,
both Finney and his wife died. Bubbly.
in peace to Penny and his wife.
His wife was killed instantly. They were trying to work on Finney, but I guess he died there on scene. He ended up dying on scene.
How many
I'm not
bullets
sure
you put
when
in him?
Manny finally turned him or surrendered. I'm not sure, but they were hunting for his ass all night long.
See, only thing I see, I was so busy last night, was Novelty, the streamer, was covering the riots. And I think I did maybe scroll across something in Vegas, but didn't click on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get done until late, and then I had to handle business after that. So I didn't see that. But damn, I've got like three or four streamers that's always live in Vegas. Ever since I went to Vegas, they just randomly started popping up on my stream or on
Oh
my.
yeah. I will. I guess Finney didn't live there because Manny said something about that them coming into his city for a visit, and there's there's several. If you go on X, you'll find several videos with Manny saying that he was on the hunt for him the day before, and then there's on Finney's video that he was live streaming. You see Manny walk by going one direction, then I guess he turns around and comes back, and that's when his wife, Finney's wife, Bubbly, got in front of Manny asking him, "What the hell are you doing?" And he raises his gun, didn't even say a word, raises his gun and just shoots Finney, and then shoots her. There was like a total of 7 shots that went off.
Damn. And Finney and his wife didn't know that Manny was that close to him,
Well,
stopping
they
out. Like they wasn't
people
both
in
alive at the time.
people in Finney's chat were telling him to be on the lookout because Manny was trying to hunt them down. And I guess they weren't taking it too seriously, but I mean, you could tell that she was looking around for him, because there's a video show. God, it gets so confusing with their names, but there's a video of Sin City Manny's girlfriend live streaming as they walk by them, and you can see that she looks at Bubbly, which is Finney's wife, and then she continues to walk by while her boyfriend Manny turns around and goes back towards them, and that's when he gets shot.
Damn. That's
So
crazy.
right now the speculation is that she was in on it, that she might have known too, because just the way the circumstances are. I don't know, the whole freaking thing. I was up way too late last night watching this shit.
Well, if his old lady was in on it, the shooter was smart by smoking her, so she couldn't rat on him.
Well, no. She didn't get killed. Just Manny's girlfriend. They're thinking that she was in on it with Manny. Finney is
Oh,
the
okay.
one that got killed, and
Yeah,
Bubbly was the one that got. See, that's why I say the names get kind of
yeah.
confusing.
I see what you mean by that.
Yeah, especially if you don't know these characters. But I was up going down a rabbit hole last night after my live.
Yeah, I missed out on all that.
Yeah.
So, no response from Jimbo at all?
Oh hell no! Are you kidding? He's not going to respond.
Well, I
He's
mean, I didn't know if he might have called anybody or anything and said anything to anybody anywhere.
not that anybody has said to me or anybody in my Discord. So
Well.
I mean, he'd be kind of. I mean, what can he say? You can't come back from that. You know?
Ernie, I know Ernie. If you're still watching, I need you. I need to summons you back. I've got a question for you. I was I was told that there was phone calls between with you and Nicolina and Jimbo, all three of them at the same time while you was in jail.
All 3 of them?
All three of them. Is that the truth, Lightning Tiger or Nicolina? I was told to for you the cows, and I was like, how can I for you what cow? You give me the information on what time of day the cows was, and
We
I'll go.
the calls have been void. I haven't heard any conversations with Nicolina.
And yeah, Mom MJ for you all kinds, and I never heard any either. I heard they was like kept hid up in the file of YouTube like the Epstein files or something. I heard a lot of people didn't know about it until I probably just blabbed it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if Nicolina talked to Ernie, I mean, she would say something. There's no reason she would keep that hidden. Hey, stop it, Chase. God damn.
Well, so
Sorry.
So last night, the only thing I did hear from the YouTube world was Katie and having a stream about this Curran Kevin character. That was one of the reasons I had Ernie, our future governor, on here. I wanted to catch up on that because, and then you hear Ernie talk about running with the Dole Turner, and what did he call it? The lucid dreams days. What? I've ever heard Ernie talk about the lucid dreams days.
Wow, I missed that part.
Yeah, he was talking about where they was. This was back in like '03. He was talking about how they was filming stuff back then, and Dole shot a flash gun at him while they was driving down the road, and Dole hit him with a car, and they filmed it, like kind of like
What?
doing their own version of Jackass when it was popular, and yeah, it was cutting in and out. You know how every time Ernie's on panel, his audio's really bad for some
Yeah.
reason. So it's hard to hear him talk about Dole driving and hitting him with that old Oldsmobile that Dole Turner used to drive. Then he told me Dole was missing and Dole was dead. I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to.
I heard that.
I know Dole. I've known him probably longer than Ernie has. So I'm going to look and see if he's in our 25-year group chat for my class.
Uh-huh.
We have a group chat, and I think Dole was actually typing in it the other day, and I was thinking, this crazy motherfucker didn't even stay in school long enough to go to a reunion, but he was in our grade, so okay, cool. I love Dole. He's crazy. So
Shit.
Dole's still out there. I've got to get an interview with Dole about running with Ernie Shell, and
Yeah,
I
I'd like to.
watched Dole one night. I had a buddy. I was coming down the hill, and I had a pistol, and I had a bunch of weed. I'm coming down the hill from a party, and I see fucking Dole's old lady running out the door fucking naked. Or no, I pull in to get a light, leaving that party just to burn the light off Dole. And Dole's old lady ran out the back door naked, and he had her in there beating her to death.
Oh my
She
lord.
up with extension cords and everything. And when I knocked on the door, I don't know if he thought it was the cops or what, but she broke out the back door, and I was like, "Oh shit, my bad. I didn't know y'all was fighting." And I didn't know she'd broke out the back door until I was pulling out. And then I seen she run up the hill to my buddy Rocky's, and I pulled in his driveway. About that time, she pulls in, and Dole comes up through there, and he was in retard rage, and he's one person you don't want to go into retard rage. And he come to my car because that girl come in his house, and he couldn't help it. She was naked, calling on the police. So I was like, "Get in the car, let's get out of here." And because they was fighting on, we knew the law was coming, and Dole reached in my car and started choking the life out of Rocky for nothing. So I
Oh.
had to put a gun to his. I had to pull my pistol out of a nice 45, put it to his head. He backed up, and I was, let's get the fuck out of here. Got down the road. Rocky was crying. I dropped him off, and here come Dole, not after me getting away from the law. Josh Shanks was coming across the railroad tracks. You got to go up like a little hill to get on the tracks. And him and Josh like had a standoff in cars. Like, I'm going to go. No, you're going to go. No, you're going to let me by. And Dole just rammed Josh all the way off the tracks and everything. And he kind of bucked Josh down in a way.
Hmm.
And then went back home. And it took about 8 police to whoop Dole, state troopers.
Damn.
So Ernie was running with a fucking idiot, and I'm gonna have to find out if he's still alive. And no, that's not a Ernie Shell. That's a real story. Uh, I'll get Josh to tell y'all about that next time he's on panel. Uh,
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I'd like to say them two fight that night. I'd still put my money on Josh, but Dole was so in such a retard rage that I don't know because 8 cops, 7 cops couldn't whoop him. It took 7 to get him down and cuff him that night.
Right.
So when they do get an interview, but Ernie said he was missing and dead. So I'm going to find out when I kill this stream. We're
Well, it's
at,
got to be the most elaborate one. So of course he's going to say he's missing.
yeah, because them was some wild stories. But I believe any kind of craziness like that with Dole. He said they was hanging cell phone towers together, which is something Dole did a lot of his life that I know of. So
Yeah, I'll have to rewind and listen to that because I missed all that.
yeah, it's hard to hear. What's up? Paranormal, cryptic, biblical, whatever. Embassy suites. But yeah, I was really hoping Ernie would come back. I still had a few questions I really wanted to get his insight in on. But
Well, I'll pop down because he probably won't come up with me up here.
you don't think so?
Shit. You saw what he did when he came up on panel on mine. Said 2 words and then just being an idiot, so I dropped his ass.
Well, Tiger's got to handle Tiger business, I guess, so he might be very busy at the moment.
Okay.
But anyway, I guess I'm gonna, if Ernie's not coming back or nobody else wants to come up and go over what happened on and fill me in on Katie's stream last night, then I'm gonna chill for a minute and
All right,
figure out
right.
what I'm gonna do.
All right. I'm gonna drop down.
All
Thank
right,
you. All
see
right,
you,
talk to you later.
Greg. Thank you.
Hmm.
But it's Crack 40 TV. Lurking with Crybaby. What's up? So anyway, I'll do okay. I've really not had time for 6 weeks since I got back from Vegas, moving, starting to settle in, Granny getting sick, uh, taking care of Granny, having beautiful fucking help taking care of Granny, and then getting her adjusted to the nursing home 2 weeks ago today, and ripping and running for her and breaking this apartment down of hers and everything I've been through. I've not had time to go and get nothing done or streaming wise. So anytime I can get a stream in, I'm getting it in and trying to get back on track and settle back in and adjust this apartment right here being gone. My brother's going to Asia. He's taking that picture. I get the big old line over here in the floor. Yeah, I'm taking this home with me. I get that. I'm getting most of the stuff in here. Me and my boat gets pretty much a lot of the stuff in here. Uh, so we're going to take all that. Probably embassy. I don't know where Margaret's been, and I heard murder got picked up by the feds, and that's really all I can tell you about that. And if I do know more, I wouldn't tell you. I might not be able to tell you, or just wouldn't tell you. But basically, I heard that the feds swooped murder, so we'll just leave that where it's at. I've known it for a few days. I just ain't said it, but when I find out more about murder, we'll know. And my 17,000 view stream from the other night is completely blocked. If y'all can see it, please let me know. My live stream from the Poke Salad Festival is completely invisible. YouTube completely copyrighted it, completely took it down, and it had that big sing-off tournament. Well, I got this other phone fixed, but I'm so full of storage that I can't upload the videos of the sing-off tournament from TikTok. Can't even load them to TikTok. But I'll tax evasion's a motherfucker, I reckon. Uh, Free murder. But we can't speak much on that right now until we figure out more about it and figure out what we're allowed to and not say. Who's to say I'm not in? You know what I mean? You think all the money me and him sent each other back and forth, him being my manager, I might not be. You know what I mean? I ain't done nothing illegal, by God, by any means. But who's to say they ain't looked into me over him? Who's to say the feds ain't a watching right now? Everett Johnson. After Taylor Swift, they had 3 people have a tournament, 3-round tournament. Young man Shallow won it, who I was pulling for. I was told that people was mad and bitching because the man was in the tournament, and so I was especially for him. I feel you, Embassy. But yeah, anyway, well, I don't think that I'd say murder will beat everything. Honestly, everybody says something, somebody gets locked up. You heard me? Everybody says, I think they'll beat it. They're innocent. But I, you know what, black folks say? Say less. So that's all I need to do is say less right now. I got cotton mouth like a motherfucker. But anyway, if anybody's got any content ideas, let me know. We can still use StreamYard. I know how to run StreamYard. I don't have to have a manager. It's good though. I can do everything myself. Um, we can do pranks. I prefer to get out and move around when I go solo and not on StreamYard to get more viewers and more subscribers. When I do panels, I get more cash apps and PayPals. It don't make sense. And super chats. It don't make no sense. But yeah, if y'all got any good content, let me know. Um, be sure to follow my TikToks. Brad Enlow 6, Crack 40 TV. Uh, I load everything from over there to over here. For now, I got to quit streaming for just a few minutes, regroup. Well, I got a minute to kill. If y'all got any good ideas besides a mayor walk, a river walk, I got a beautiful woman. I got to just go look at and check in on right quick. And I may go visit my granny, and then I'll go live. I got me a thick Appalachian snow bunny. You heard me? And I got to do that there, and get them memberships. What else? Kind of just killing a little time saying us, hoping somebody's got a good idea for some content. Damn, I love that pony. You got them right. Granny's adjusting. She adjusting. Listen, Trish, I hope the Mexicans understand out there that I was just reporting the news and that I was just cutting up and having mortal wreck for my stream and for my content. But if you're dealing drugs or you're in this country illegal, or you got a speeding ticket, or you're smoking a joint while you're riding down the road, 12 is 12. Illegal is illegal no matter what it is. A crime is a crime. And if you're committing a crime, if you're here illegal, if you're fucking here for anything else, doing any crimes, then if you get busted, you get busted. And so people shouldn't get mad at the police or me for reporting on it, by God. Wrong is wrong. 12 is 12. I mean, think about it. If it's wrong, it's motherfucking wrong. If it's right, it's right. If the shoe fits, wear it. If the glove fits, wear it. Thank you, Donna in Austin, Texas. Rawr. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If anybody ain't got any ideas, I'll be back and I'll feature our local future governor again. I've got another future guest or two already lined up that are surprises. And until later today, if nobody's got any ideas in the next 30 or 40 seconds, I'm going to kill the stream. And I'll be back shortly. If anybody has any ideas after stream, you know how to get a hold of me. Messenger, TikTok, Messenger, email, or if you got my number. I got a new phone number also, but just hit me on the one you got. No ideas? Well, I figured something out doing all that there, Shock Factor. It's Crack 40 TV. I love y'all. Everybody that donated or got memberships, thanks. Thanks. Hey, if you're in Arlen and you need to buy something, rent something, sell something, Cal Jordan Unlit and Unlit Rentals at 606-273-5756. If you got little bastards, it's getting on your nerves, you got a birthday party, you need some inflatables, some bouncy houses, Cal Jordan Unlit, same number, 606-273-5756. Crack 40 TV.